coming every single week know this already. But please understand that when you watch the television mediums, when you see them on television, they do editing. So they edit out the parts where people are struggling. So it looks like when you see them on television, everything the medium says fits. The other reason why is because they'll spend a day reading like 25 or 30 people, and then they'll take the 2 readings where people like freak out or run down the street or scream, and that's the ones they use because that's good television. But what you guys just experienced is the real deal. That's how it really works. And sometimes they'll talk about something that you might not click in right away. And some mediums, they feel like this urge to, like, you know, try to get it to fit, or just get, or they get like, oh no, I'll jump onto somebody else now, it's not working. That sometimes happens. You just witnessed that. You just witnessed it. If they tell me something, it's true, it fits. We just experienced that. That is my favorite kind of a reading, because how could I have known that? That is my personal favorite, because even though it looks like it's not good for television, it was powerful in that it proves they see everything in your life. I love my job. I love my job. This is great. This is great. Let's grab somebody else here. Let's grab somebody else and shotgun them. That's a bad expression, but that's what my grandfather used to call it. So that's just how it rolls. Shotgunning. It's a kind of a violent thing, but it's like somebody just comes up to you and goes, bang, your mom's here. Oh, you know. Let's see here. Deborah Koppel coming to you. Just going to randomly grab some people here. Deborah.
Hello,
how are you?
good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Good to see you. Good to see you. You've never had a reading with me before, correct?
Correct.
There's a male energy standing right behind you. Would you be surprised if I told you that?
No.
Has your husband passed away?
No.
Well, this is going to get good.
Uh-oh.
You're going to have some splaining to do.
Oh no, sir.
You're going to have some explaining to do then. Wow, this is going to get a little awkward and uncomfortable, but that's why everybody's tuning in, because it's interesting. There's a male energy that stands behind you, and I believe him to be a love interest. Now, I'm not implying, don't get me wrong, I'm not implying that you're cheating on your husband. I'm not talking about that. There's a male energy that's standing behind you that you were either connected to, boyfriend or something, or somebody that you dated long, long ago that's on the other side. Does that make sense to you? Yes or no?
Yes, it does.
Yes. And there's a strong feeling. He feels faint. So I see him, but he's like, his energy's diluted. Maybe that's not the right word. His energy's diluted because he wants to come through and let you know he loves you. And he wants me to tell you that he's so happy with how your life has gone and turned out. But I feel a sense of forbiddenness. So I don't know if he was a guy that you weren't allowed to date, or if there was something that stopped you guys from carrying on, or if there was something that interfered with your relationship, then you moved on and now you're married. I don't know what that is, but does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I would think if it's who I think it is, we only had one date. Okay. And then he chose to go. He was separated from his, I think, wife. I'm not sure when we dated, if they were married at the time, because this is a long time ago. It's over 40 years ago. So he went back to her to try and make his life work with him, her and the daughter. And
yeah. Well, I got news for you. It's him. I have news for you. It's him that's coming through. Listen, sometimes, this is going to be awkward to explain. But he's coming through well, I'm going to be blunt, because I'm known for being blunt. That was a screw up. Like, he made a bad choice to go back to her. Okay? That was a bad choice. But then you make that choice to go back to somebody and it's a screw up, but then you've moved on. So he lost you. He felt like he lost you. And he really did care about you, and he really did love you, and he really did have feelings for you, even though it was a short connection time. You can fall in love with somebody instantaneously. We've all probably experienced that in one shape or form. Right. But he's very glad, because I really feel like he valued you, and that's what he wants you to know. And he's glad the way your life turned out. He sees his life as being, well, mine turned out shit, but I'm so glad that yours I'm glad. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to cut back on the swear words, but it's like,
No,
you
that's
know,
fine.
everybody makes dumb decisions. It's like, I screwed myself on that one. She moved on, got a good guy, and she lived happily ever after. I got the short end of the stick on this one, and he's beating himself with the stick. And he's doing it in good humor, but he would not have been good for you. And very, very happy with the way things have turned out for you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you've had a great life and a great relationship, haven't you?
Yeah, we're still married 41 years.
And I would, in my books, that would be good. I've been married 3 times. I've been married 3 times, and mine all. If you add them all up, I'm not even anywhere near 41 yet. So you've done good with one. I just you add mine up, it's still like no, not even close. So I'm very impressed, very very impressed. And these are called cameos. He's just popping in to let you know he's here, and he knows that you've thought about him. And the reason why he's coming through is because you've thought about him recently. I'm feeling like the past couple of days, and you're feeling guilty for thinking about him, but you shouldn't feel guilty for thinking about him, because it's not like you're thinking about him like you want to get him back. You're thinking about him as in, he came through your life.
Well, and the other part of that is the fact that he lost his at such an early age. So that is, you just feel bad for him.
But you might feel bad for him, but he wants you to know he's happy for you.
Well, thank you.
And he's happy from you from the other side. He says you've been a great wife, you've been a great mother, you've been a great grandmother. Yes.
Well, my husband's got a granddaughter, so it's mine by marriage. Yeah.
The same thing. Well, so just to be clear, they don't distinguish to me.
Well, but yeah.
It's like if you have a dog in your house. I don't care if it's your husband's dog, your daughter's dog, or your dog. It's a dog in the house. That's what I'm saying. So that's grandkids. That's how I see them. Okay. You got one. You own it. Your responsibility now. Throwing white roses at you. These are called cameos. He's just popping in to explain that he loves you. Always did. And although he got a short end of the stick, really happy with how your life turned out, and it worked out in many ways for the better.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You got a lot of people in there, by the way. You have a lot of other dead people in that room with you. I can see them. There's but they're not stepping forward. They're like behind that shower curtain I'm talking about.
Right.
So you got tons of people in there. You're surrounded by people that you've had a lot of tragedy in your life. They're telling me there's been a lot of people that have died either accidentally, tragically, early, or whatever. You're known as the tragedy family. So it's like no, I'm not trying to be funny, and I don't mean that enough.
I know you're not, but it's just like, I understand, and there is a lot, and if you don't laugh, you're gonna.
Well, that's I sometimes say this stuff, and as it's coming out of my words, I'm like trying to put them back in, because it's like, oh, that was a dumb thing to say. I'm famous for that. But the deal is that it is. You look at the family and it's like, wow, oh, that's sad, that's horrible, that's. But again, you're an inspiration to others, and you're here tonight for an obvious reason, because it's meant to show
you.
Pardon me?
Because of you. Thank you for inviting me to your show.
Oh, well, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. It's like I feel like I'm throwing a little house party, and everybody showed up. Half the people showed up that said they would show up. Is that normal? If you invite like 20 people to come to your house and 10 people show up, is that a normal thing? I'm antisocial. I never invite people over to my house, period. So I mean, this is special for you guys. Well, good. Thank you very much. I hope that brought you. How has it healed you tonight?
Actually, I did. I'm really still stunned that I heard from him, because that would be the last person I thought I would hear from.
It's usually the last person you expect.
Right. But it's a very nice feeling to know that he did care.
He loved you. He really loved you. I think he thought he made the right decision, and then realized, oh my God, and that blew it. I mean, that can happen. And it did. Yeah. And, but the love is there. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. All right.